everyone, this is Maryam from Crochet Tutorial, and today we want to learn how to crochet this beautiful phone case. I used this yarn, 4mm crochet hook, yarn needle, and scissors. Let's get started! Imagine this is your phone, iPad or tablet. You should measure around it, or if you want you can measure the length of it. And then you should chain. But since you might not know how many chains you need, I want to teach you a way to make chainless stitches. This project needs half double crochets and slip stitches. To begin, grab your yarn and make a knot. And then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the first 2 chains and they count as our first half double crochet. Yarn over and insert your hook into the first chain. Yarn over, pull it through. Now we have 3 loops on the hook. We don't want to make a usual half double crochet. Yarn over, pull it through the first loop. Now we have 3 loops, yarn over, pull it through all 3 loops. The first loop that we made give us a chain. Yarn over, insert your hook into this chain that you made, yarn over, pull it through the first loop. Now you created a chain, yarn over, pull it through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain stitch that you just made, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through the first loop, yarn over, pull it through all 3 loops. And repeat this process until you get the desired length. You can continue until you reach the length of your phone or tablet or the width of your phone or tablet. I made 26 number of stitches counting those 2 chains that we skipped at the beginning of the row. You should have even number of stitches. Chain 2 and these 2 chains don't count as a stitch. Turn your project. Make a slip stitch into the very first stitch. Into the next stitch, make a half double crochet. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Into the next one, make a slip stitch. A half double crochet next, and repeat this process to the end of the row. And be careful not to make so tight slip stitches because we need them for next rows and we want to make stitches in them. The last stitch will be a half double crochet and we should make it in that second chain of those 2 chains that we skipped at the beginning of row 1. I make it in both loops of it to have a nicer and cleaner project. Chain 2, turn your project, and these 2 chains don't count as a stitch. Now into the very first stitch that we had a half double crochet, make a slip stitch. Into the next stitch that we had a slip stitch, make a half double crochet. Into the next stitch, make a slip stitch. Into the stitch that we had a slip stitch, make a half double crochet. And repeat this pattern for as many rows as you need. A half double crochet in slip stitches, a slip stitch in half double crochets. I got my desired length and this is how it looks like. Isn't it so beautiful? And to match the last row with the first part of the project, turn your project. Into the very first stitch, make a half double crochet like this. Make a single crochet. Into the loop far from the hook, make another single crochet. I taught you how to make a half double crochet in the video, in half double crochet tutorial. And make a half double crochet into every stitch all across the row to the end. Make a half double crochet in every half double crochets and slip stitches of the previous row. I finished making the last row and I have 32 stitches on right side and left side of my project, as you can see. Now we should connect both sides together. Now chain 1 and face both sides together like this. Insert your hook into the first stitch of this side and into the first stitch of the other side. Grab the yarn and make a slip stitch like this. Again, insert your hook into the next stitch of this side and next stitch of the other side and make a slip stitch, and repeat this process to the end of the row. At the end of the row, you might face a problem or not. On the side that we had chainless stitches, you might have an extra stitch. Do it like this. Insert your hook into the side of this part and insert it into the next stitch, yarn over, insert it into the next stitch, yarn over, and pull this last strand through all loops like this. It's that easy. Then chain 1 and cut the yarn. You can make a knot with these two strands, make 2 knots to secure it, and then hide the tails at the back of your project, back and forth. And this is the wrong side, by the way. This is the right side, as you can see, and this is the wrong side. Now I threaded my needle and hide these tails at the back of my project, back and forth. When it's secure enough, cut the extra yarn. We should sew this side, and this is the opening part. Now flip it right side out, and this is the right side, and we should sew the other side. As you can see, isn't it so beautiful? We should sew this part. Now I want to make a border for the opening part. Now grab your yarn and make a knot. Insert your hook into the side that we stitched these two parts together, right here. Grab the yarn, take this loop that you created and pull it through, and chain 1 to secure. Make a single crochet into the same space. 1 single crochet into the next space. Look, you can make 2 single crochets into these big spaces and 1 single crochet into these small spaces under this knot. This is a small space. Make 1 single crochet. Now I make 2 single crochets into the next space, 1 single crochet into the next one, 2 in next and 1 in next, and repeat this process all the way around. And take this short tail along with you to hide. At the end of the row, if you have any gaps left, fill it with single crochets. I have a little gap here, so I make another single crochet into the space. And another single crochet right here. And make a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Now you can chain 1 and cut the yarn, or make a small strap for the opening part. So chain as many as you need. I made 20 chains. Now skip the first chain and make a single crochet all across the row. I make my single crochets in back loops. I made all my single crochets. Now make a slip stitch into the stitch that we started making our chains. Into the stitch right next to it, make another slip stitch. Now chain 1 and cut the yarn a bit long because we want to sew the other side to our opening part. Then thread your needle to sew it. First, make sure that this side is secure enough and then sew the other part of this strand to your opening part. اینم از این و بعد and hide the end of your tail at the back of your project back and forth. This is the opening, the border, and the strand. Now we should sew the bottom. I flip my project wrong side out to sew the bottom. Grab the yarn and make a knot, then insert your hook into the space where the seam begins, right here. Take the yarn, pull it through, then chain 1 to secure, and make a slip stitch into the same space. Join both sides of the piece 2 by 2 by making a slip stitch. A stitch from this side and a stitch from the other side and make a slip stitch. Do it all the way across. At the end you'll have a seam like this, as you can see, and make a chain and then cut the yarn. This is the wrong side, and hide the tails at the back of your project back and forth. Now I flip it right side out. And this is our beautiful phone case. Hope you like this tutorial, and if you like it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for future interesting tutorials. Like this video, share it to your friends, turn on post notifications, and support me. Thanks for staying with me. See you next tutorials. Bye!